welcome back. Good morning. I hope you're having a fantastic morning this far. I'm getting all dolled up for the first time in some time. My family is coming to visit and we are going to go and have dinner, and it's exciting because it's the first time we've gone out to eat in a while. It's exciting that things are starting to open up and we're able to do this, and we're going to a nice place this evening because my parents are coming and they're footing the bill and they're taking us to a really lovely place. I haven't been there, but they actually went to eat there last time that they came, but it just so happened that my son got the flu on the way to the restaurant, and then an hour or two later I got the flu, and then my brother got the flu, and I believe I told you this story. Anyways, let's get into this. I have on a very beautiful dress. I'm feeling a little tropical today, maybe a little James Bond-esque, and I want to do something very glam and fun. Definitely going to be needing this primer because today is a scorcher out there. So this is the Bobbi Brown Face Base Primer. I might have to look into a different primer for summer because this one is a little bit hydrating, and I don't necessarily need that once this humidity comes in because then we're battling that whole greasy thing. I'm also kind of on the hunt for a summer foundation, maybe a BB cream, maybe not, maybe CC. I'm not really sure what I'm looking for, but for now, this is what I'm using is this combo, the NARS Sheer Glow, and then I put about a squirt of, technical term, of the DeBronzi Sunshine Drops because this is starting to get a little bit light, and I prefer a more lighter coverage these days, and so I just kind of mix it on my little plate here. That's why I like the bronze drops so much, because not only does it help deepen the tone, it's a great little multi-purpose product that you can mix in with your SPF maybe, or with your moisturizer, or maybe a lighter coverage foundation and you just want to give it a little bit more of a glow. It's just kind of a neat little product. So I was kind of browsing on the Sephora website this morning just to kind of see, what the newer foundations are, just kind of what's available. And I get a little frustrated because my skin is so sensitive that it really eliminates a lot of things that I could wear. Now, mind you, in the past, I would wear everything, but I always had a reaction and I didn't know why. And then when I kind of eliminated some ingredients, I figured out why. One of the main culprits has always been chemical sunscreen, and they put that in a lot of things. What is another? Oh, coconut oil makes me break out, because I was looking at a foundation this morning. I'm like, ooh, I could try that. And then in the ingredient list I was like, no. So it's kind of I'm trying to cover this zit here. I'm going to get under here today too. It's kind of a battle. It's like you want to try new things, and these stinking sensitivities just kind of ruin it, Stick with this coverage right now. Another thing is like makeup that looks amazing on camera and photographs so well is so much heavier than in real life, but because I'm going to be leaving the house, I want it in real life to look really good. And so that kind of stinks too, because a lot of the times I'm like, my makeup looks so good that day, and then I get in front of a camera and I'm like, whoa. What is that little thing peeking through there and whatnot, I'm going to blend my concealer in today with the Real Techniques brush. So last night I washed quite a few of my brushes here, and I got to my beauty blenders and they were just looking a little bit questionable. I was like, I really try to keep my brushes clean because I find that dirty brushes also can make your face break out. So long story short, I ended up throwing away my beauty blenders because the pink one I know I've had for some time, and I'm trying to remember when I bought that blue one. It might have been in the fall, or it might have been last year's Sephora spring sale. Either way, I figured, well, they've been hanging around for a while. I've washed them, and I don't know. We're just going to start over with the beauty blender situation, which I like the beauty blender to kind of get rid of any lines, but the warmth of your finger also works really well for concealer. I've noticed the skin around my eyes here is starting to get a little bit more wrinkly like looking. When I watch videos back to edit them, I'm like, ooh. If you don't make any facial expressions, it looks great, but as soon as you start moving your face, then all of a sudden things are settling and not looking so cute. I'm going to set that with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder. I have shade 1 Fair. I like this powder a lot. It's a good touch-up powder because you don't see the powder when it's applied to the skin. which I never personally want to see the powder, but it's one of those powders that's very good for, I think, more mature skin. I consider myself kind of probably in that more mature skin category now, just because I have lines and, you know, lifelines on my face now, so I have to I've been adjusting the products that, or I should say, not all products, but I'm adjusting the products, but I'm also adjusting how much I use. Really finding that less is more. And I want to look youthful too. I don't want to look, I don't want to look overdone. Okay, so before I do bronzer today, I want to go in with this product. This is the NARS Contouring, well, what is it? It's called the Olympia. I believe this is like a blush contour situation. I really like the tone of this. And so I'm going to do a little, not like crazy contouring, but just a little shadow. I use this brush. This is the Wayne Goss number 2. This actually is a very pretty, like, nudie pink tone for blush on the cheeks. I'll show you here. Just a little. It's very pretty. I don't know if they make this anymore, but it did originally come in different colors. This is kind of like one of those things where it's like, just bear with me. There are a bazillion contour-esque products on the market. I'm gonna actually throw a little of this up here. And we all have different skin tones anyway, so what I might be raving about might not even work for you or be the best option for you. Absolutely love that. Okay, and then over the top, let's just stick with NARS here. I'm going to take a little bit of Laguna, and then the Wayne Goss 11 brush. This is my bronzer brush, my favorite. Whenever I have my hair pulled back, which this is a style I'm trying out here. I don't know if I love this look. I love it, like, back here I have like a cute little bun, and then actually I believe these are the ones I wore on my wedding day. If not, they're similar. Cute little clips to kind of hold my bangs that are growing out here back. But I really like to contour and add a lot of bronze on my forehead because I have a high forehead, and this gives a little bit of an illusion of a less high forehead. I don't know, I might be switching my hairdo. Makeup really helps though, and so does brows. So I'm just kind of like holding out to see if I like my hair like this or not. I like the hair this style with this because I'm wearing a really long maxi dress. I'm just not sure if it's the best look on me. You know how it is. Like, you have a certain look, like with your hair, that you feel your best in. And then you see like a hairstyle on someone else and you try it and you're like, maybe not. But you don't know till you try it, so you might as well try it, right? Okay, for blush, I want to do something very peachy, very brightening. I love this shade. This is by Laura Geller. It's called Baked Elements Blush in Sienna. Looks like this. It's kind of like probably MAC. Do they still make their mineralized blushes? Because it kind of reminds me of something like that. Or there's so many blushes on the market too. This isn't anything super unique. I just like the tone of the peach. And then for highlighter, I'm going to go with the Laura Mercier Baked Highlighter number 1. Once again, it's very humid out, so I really don't even need highlighter because I'm going to be getting a little dewy. So I just picked this one just to add a little. Really don't want to go crazy. Thank you, sweetheart. I'm going to take a little bit of the Pixie Glow Mist and spray that on my face here. I try to focus it more towards the outside and not so much in my T-zone, just to kind of take away any powdery look, but still not look too dewy at the same time. All right, let's gonna prime my eyes here with the Milani primer. This palette was just screaming to me. The packaging just looks super cool. It's like tribal to me or something. It might not be, but that's just kind of what it reminds me of. So this is the Colored Rain Queen of Hearts palette. Really like this palette, and I haven't used it in a little bit, and I think it's just going to give me the whole look that I kind of want to go for here. So I'm not sure if I want to take it in the purples or the warmth. I think I might want to do a little bit of gold. We'll just kind of see, kind of play here and see where we're going to go. I think I'm going to start though with the lighter brown shade. It's like a peachy brown. I think it's called Air. Even the names just make me feel some sort of way. Crown, Air, Royal Highness, Your Majesty, Ladyship, Noblewoman. Like, it's super fun. So how are you guys doing this week? I guess by the time you see this video, sorry, I wasn't really that chatty in the beginning. I was just kind of talking about products, but by the time you see this video, my parents will have come and gone, so I'll probably have a lot more to share in the next video after this. But since I was getting ready today, I thought I would just take you along, because when I get opportunities to film, I want to jump on them because I don't want to fall behind in uploading videos, and this is fun time for me. Okay, so lately I've been doing a lot of shadow in here, like not just doing it into my crease, but also buffing it into this inner corner here. I don't know why, I've just been kind of playing around with shadow placement, and I really like how it kind of brings my eyes more forward. This is not my favorite brush for this though, so let's use, let's see, something else. I like something a bit more fluffier for my first shadow, so I'm going to take the Chit-Chaturday GSN 10 brush. Otherwise it just takes a lot longer to blend out. That was the MAC 217 that I started with. I'll probably use that for my second color, just because it's a little bit more precise. Things are a little bit more calm here today than they were yesterday. So yesterday I filmed a video, and that was the one where I threw foundation all over my floor twice. There's just a lot of like things going on that I didn't plan, and I don't like when that happens. It's like I just wanted to sit down and chat with you guys, and just didn't roll out that way. So I'm going to take that same color and blend it underneath here. This is like one of my all-time favorite brushes. It just blends well. It's the perfect shape. It's fluffy. It's great for like a first shadow to really cover a lot of surface area, but it's precise enough that you can get into the crease of your eye. Now, you know, brushes are kind of personal too, because everyone's eye shape is different. I have really deep set eyes, but I have quite a bit of surface area to cover here. So I like that I can still get in my crease with this, but yet it's fluffy enough that I can lay down color a little bit faster than being a little bit more meticulous with a smaller shaped brush. It takes time to figure out what works for you, and I can attest to that. I've done a lot of things that I didn't like that worked okay, and I've done a lot of things that definitely didn't work out at all. Bought a lot of things that I thought, you know, were either a recommendation or I thought I would try, but that's really the name of the game with makeup, is you kind of have to do it first of all, and you're going to have to fail to succeed kind of thing. And just try it, you know. See if you like it on yourself. Just because you see it on somebody else, like it might look amazing on somebody else and you're like, I'm going to try that. And then you realize, Now, there are cases where you can take recommendations from someone who has very similar skin tones or skin types or shapes as you. Oh, and I also resurrected this. It got shoved to the back of my drawer and I totally forgot I had it, but I just wiped my brush off on this. Genius, because now you can use the same brush for a different color and you don't have to worry about it, you know, having residual shadow on it. Now I'm going to go in with Princess. It's this like matte, slightly pink mauve shade, and I'm going to take that MAC 217, which is a little bit more pinched. Ooh, it's a little wet. What did I stick this in? I was laying in bed last night and I was looking on the Sephora app at eyeshadow palettes, and the Anastasia Norvina palette kind of caught my eye, and so did the Resi palette with ABH. The Viseart Paris Edit palette caught my eye. Just kind of looking for feedback if you guys bought any of those, if you like them. I've always been a fan of ABH shadows. One of my favorite formulas, really. And I liked the color concept in those. Like, they weren't as warm. There's warm tones in them. But if you're going to put out a neutral to cool tone palette, I think you need to still have a warm shade in there, because that's just how I like to do my eyes. But I kind of like the color story. The mauves and the lavenders always catch my eye. Running it underneath my eye here. That's really pretty, very sunset-esque. Okay, now I think I want to deepen it up ever. Do I want to do that? I don't know if I want to do that, actually. I think I'm going to dip into Your Majesty, this beautiful gold color here. This is the GSN, Chit-Chaturday GSN 9 brush, another favorite one of mine for applying shadow to the lid. Oh, this is very creamy and super pigmented. I mean, look at that. It's so quiet in my house right now because my children, I have them on separate things. And I feel bad that I'm not talking and telling you all these stories, but I truly am just soaking in the peace and the quiet. I mean, truly, there is so much noise. Noise being activities and things going on and distractions in everyday life that any moment I can get to just be quiet, I think it's important. And I try to teach my kids that. I call it like white space, like quiet space in a day. Like we don't need to always be in front of a TV or a screen or a phone or even outside with other people. Like there needs to be times in our day when we're just quiet in our rooms, whether you're playing, whether you're reading, whether you're just sitting there, because that's like a recharge. And I really feel like it's important for your mind, really. It is for me. It is crucial for me to have quiet time in a day or I just unravel. How do you hear the birds singing outside if you have a loud TV on? And that's not to say you can't have TV and you can't have music. I think there's a time for that. But I'm just saying that having that quiet time, it helps them too. I think it really does. They resist me at times, but it's very important. So another thing I've learned about makeup is it's important to kind of step back and look at it straight on to see what I see, but to see what you see, because I don't walk around looking down like this. I think I'm actually going to dip into this ladyship color right here with this little MAC 221 brush. Wow, these are super pigmented. Purple's a hard color to be pigmented too, because a lot of times you'll apply it purple and it will blend out kind of black. And rub it, that's not a right word. Drag it along my lower lash line. Yeah, buddy, playing? Oh, he's busy. I'm gonna dip into Crown here and put that on my inner corner. This is a nice little Wayne Goss brush here as well, really tiny and small. You could smudge, but for me it works really well on my inner corner. This is his number 7. Now keep in mind, I think the numbers changed because these brushes that I have are his original release when he first made brushes. And they came in a set. I know this set has changed, like as far as the brushes that are included in it. So I'm just telling you, like, it was number 7, but that's what it looks like. I had used that for a dark color. Well, that was ingenious. I should have washed it off. I should have known, because I couldn't tell because it's black bristles here. So we need to cover that up. Okay, so they're perfectly imperfect. Actually, I haven't done a wing like this in a while. But I love to pair purple whenever I do any sort of peach or warm tone. So I'm going to take this Pixie Velvet Violet Endless Silky Eye Pen and put this in my lower waterline. Oh yes, that is fun. And actually, what I'm going to do to kind of set that into place, I grabbed this Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette number 10. And I'm going to take this bright shade right here and just kind of dab that on top of the shadow. Kind of pull in some colors off of this flower here. I don't know about you, but I really still like to match my makeup to my clothes. Or vice versa, like if I have an outfit I want to wear that day, then I will do my makeup around the outfit. But that will just kind of help secure that liner in place. A little bit of mascara. This is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. Okay, while that's drying, I'm going to work on my lips here. This is the Lancome Ideal. Gosh, I don't know if I was recording, but I was just talking about how transformative lashes are. They are equal parts amazing and transformative and frustrating. Trying to figure out how to get them glued onto your eyeball and keeping them glued onto your eyeball. But the reward and the payoff is like, oh my gosh, I love lashes. All right, kind of looked close. My liner is definitely not perfect, but our eyes aren't exactly the same either, and I'm okay with it if you're okay with it. I feel like today we need to do a bold lip. Now, I grabbed for this. This is the Yves Saint Laurent 402 Vinyl Cream. I don't know if they still make these, but these are a long-wearing, high-gloss, full coverage, opaque lip situation. It's kind of like an all-in-one, and I love those all-in-one lip products. Now, I do have to wear a mask, so I'm putting this on now. I'm gonna probably have to take this off before I put my mask on because that would be a makeup breaker, right? And then I'll probably bring it with me to reapply. This is precisely what I was envisioning. I was envisioning some sort of Dancing with the Stars, flamenco dancer kind of look, or a little salsa. I wanted something bold. I wanted something tropical, fun, summery. We went there. Now the hair kind of makes sense. Let me just kind of turn this down. It makes a little bit more sense, like sleeked back. I love it. I even have a little bit of a tan going on right now. Nothing too crazy, but just a little bit of color, a little bit of something. I love how this turned out. Thank you guys so much for joining with me today. I wasn't super chatty today, but maybe it was just a little bit more focused on the makeup. And that's fun to do too. It's fun to just chat about makeup and products. I hope you guys have a fabulous rest of your day, and we'll chat again soon. Bye guys.